Hi, everybody. So this is Dr. Una. I am the host for the 15-minute MBA at the Dominion City Church. And today I'm super excited that I have a special guest, Dr. Chiagozie. She's an amazing doc. So we're going to have a very interesting conversation. So I want you to sit back and get everything you can get out of her, okay? So Dr. Chiagozie, I'm happy to have you on the show.
I'm so excited.
All right, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Sure.
Let the people know a little bit about you.
Okay, so my full name is Chiagozie Fawole. I am a pediatric anesthesiologist by training, but I find myself in a lot of entrepreneurial circles, but most important of them being, of course, my real estate investing. I am a real estate investor. I started that about 3 years ago, and we are based in Syracuse, New York. I live with my husband and two daughters, ages 5 and 2. So
nice, beautiful girls.
Yes.
Okay, so now I know real estate is your thing. So my first question is, why do you think that real estate investing is something that everybody should be doing? Because I know you think that.
Oh, of course. I mean, anyone that comes into our house, actually, we had someone come by last weekend and I told them, listen, you live in Syracuse, you ought to be investing, period. If you're going to live in this area where people fly in from all over, you need to be making money from the houses. Why do I think everyone needs to invest at some point? It's simple. You know, real estate is one of those things that has been like tested and tried over time. Okay. Even the Bible says that their houses and fields and vineyards will be purchased again in this land. All the way back in Jeremiah ages, people were investing in real estate. And even up till now, it's a proven vehicle for building wealth. So if the you know, love him or hate him, if the Trumps of this world, if the Rockefellers of this world, if all of these people are investing in real estate, what am I doing trying to reinvent the wheel, in creating wealth? Entrepreneurs all over the place, when they make their money elsewhere, they park it in real estate. And even just simply put, everyone is going to have to live somewhere. Okay? Water, food, shelter. Shelter is real estate. You might as well make money from one of those things that are considered a vital necessity. So that's my...
Awesome. And I like that you said that everybody who's an entrepreneur making money somewhere is parking it in real estate. So even if you're a high earner, just being a high earner is not enough. You have to find somewhere to park the money. So that's awesome. So I'll tell you what sometimes is a hang up is this thing of when I hear real estate, I hear you have to put $50,000 down and all this stuff. So for some people, they may go like, so I don't have a ton of money to put down, but I hear you, I want to do real estate. So where do I start from?
So one of the first books I read ever about real estate changed my mind like that. And that was the book on investing in real estate with low to no money down. That was the one book that kind of told me, you know what, you don't have money is not an excuse anymore, because there are multiple things you can do in real estate without your own money. True story. My very first deal was a rehab. I used none of my money on that. My second deal ever was a 12-unit apartment complex. The only amount of my money that was in that deal was $900, and that was because my math was a little off. Okay, so I got to control a 12-unit apartment complex with just $900.
Wow! In New York.
In New York, yeah, not New York City, not like the city, but Rochester. But even then, $900.
It's still New York.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So say the name of the book one more time, because that may be a good place to start to get the book, right?
It's called The Book on Investing in Real Estate with Low or No Money Down. It's written by Brandon Turner of Bigger Pockets.
Beautiful. Love it. So anybody can start in real estate, essentially. All right. So share with me a personal story, something you've already given us a powerful one, a 12-unit apartment with $900 down, but give me another story about your real estate journey that shows how powerful real estate can be.
So let's see, which one now do I pick?
I know, because you have a lot of them. This is why I'm excited you're here.
I think my favorite story is the shotgun house. I call it.
Tell me about it.
is the one that we got, that I got back in 2017, end of 2017 roughly. So the story goes like this. That we were driving back from the NICU one morning. My parents had just come to visit. I had just had my preemie baby at the time. So we were, I was tired. They were around. I was tired, really foggy. But as we drove past this house, somehow of course, me and Melissa are like this, okay? So once we passed the house, I saw a sign on it that said it was for sale. And somehow in my stupor, I caught that phone number. We passed the light and somehow I remembered that phone number, miracle, dialed the number, called the lady. We got that house under contract in a matter of days.
Wow.
This house, we got it for $23,000 total. Rehabbed it, put about $70,000 into it. Again, these are things that I don't have $70K in a bank, just hanging around waiting to be used. But based on my learning, I knew exactly how to figure that out. But anyway, did all of that, and by the time we refinanced, the banker called me back and said, no, what you thought this house would appraise for was actually less than what it actually appraised for. It actually appraised for $125,000. So he actually upped the amount that we ended up getting out of the house.
Wow.
It's just funny because I'm like, what if I, didn't go down that, drive that morning? Or what if I didn't know what to do with the house? And
yeah. So the house initially appraised for how much?
The house, we initially bought the house for $23,000. We put in roughly $70,000, so all in $93,000.
Yeah.
By the time we refinanced it, it appraised for $125,000.
Wow.
After all the work was done. So we built in.
So that's $32,000.
About $32,000 in just
like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'll take that story. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so yeah, we should all do real estate. So if somebody is starting out in real estate, they're like, you know what? I'm going to go get the book. I'm going to read it. When I'm coming back from work and I'm sleepy, I'm going to be paying attention to signs that say for sale. They say, I'm going to do this. What are the top 3 tips that you'll say, these are 3 things you must know to excel at real estate?
Yeah. So number 1 is know how to determine the value of a house. And it's very simple. I tell my students, things like Zillow. Just go on Zillow. They have a really nice comparative properties button. That's a nice way to start. Or talk to a realtor and have them give you comparative properties. Simple. Okay.
So that's Zillow.com. So Zillow.com. Okay.
So you
great.
simply find houses in the similar houses of the repair that the house will be by the time you're done with it. I call it the after repair value. In other words, what the house will look like when you're done with it. Find houses that look like that and see what it's worth.
Got it.
That's number 1. Figure out how to find out the value of the property. And when you do, don't overpay. If you're buying as a homeowner, even then, don't overpay, because when you eventually sell the house, you incur costs to sell. So you should always try to be somewhere around 70 to 80% of the after repair value. And that's when you'll be buying as a savvy investor.
Got it.
A regular home buyer would just go there and pay what it is and think that somehow appreciation will catch up. Let appreciation be the icing on your cake. Okay. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, if you're buying a rental property, make sure you factor in all the costs. The cost is more than the mortgage. There's insurance, there's taxes, there's maintenance, there's management, there are utilities, and there are repairs. TIMMUR. Taxes, insurance, maintenance, management, utilities, repairs. And then you also factor in things like a reserve for big expenses, CapEx, okay? And then professional fees. So if you have that property in an LLC or have an accountant, factor that in. After you've factored all that in, then you calculate your profit. Sometimes that number is 0. Depending on where you are, that number may be 0. And that may make you say, this is not a good buy for me. This will actually take money from my pocket, and I'll be paying to have my tenant live in the property. Number 3, make sure you know how to figure out what the rents are in the area. So don't think that because you got the house for $25,000 or whatever, or $500,000, that your tenant is definitely going to pay you $4,000 a month. It may not work out that way. you have to look for rents, comparable rents in the area. And you can find that from rentometer.com. So I've given you 3 things you can do. Know the value of the property, know what it'll rent for, and then make sure that it cash flows with all the expenses.
Yep. That's really powerful. And that's hashtag you need to be doing a lot of research.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's a great place to start from. Awesome, 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 awesome. So thank you very much. This was really, really helpful. Thank you for taking your time with this. And tell people where to find you. Maybe they want to ask more questions or maybe read up on some stuff that you wrote. Where can they find you?
Yeah, well, I'm most active on Facebook. So Chiagozie Fawole, just look for me that way. I also have a website, drchiagoziefawole.com. Yeah.
Where you talk about nothing doctoring, you talk about real estate.
Oh, absolutely zero medicine.
Love it, love it, drchiagoziefawole.com. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. So thank you so much for this time. Thank you for asking our questions. We're leaving with those 3 tips. We're going to go buy those books and go look on Zillow and all these other websites, and we'll give you some stories about how it went.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for being on the show.